the countdown. Do I have sound? That's the question. Okay, I've got sound to you lot, but that's not much good. Hang on. I don't have sound to me, which means I can't hear the game. It's a bit shit. Add a channel. You've forgotten about it. HD60 thing. Okay. Have we got sound now? Have I got sound? No. Why don't I have it in the monitor mix? Oh, this is infuriating. Are you getting sound now? No, you're not. Just play with cats in the dark. I know you can hear me, but I can't hear the game. I can't hear the Xbox. That's kind of important. Normally, I can. Why aren't you working? I don't like you. It's not my day, is it? Remove input. Add. Game capture. Oh! Sound! I think you've got sound too. Fuck me. Don't. Anyway. Let's just play with cats. Screw the game. Train Sim World 5. It's better be good. What? You're a training centre? What are you doing in there? What are you doing in there? Come on. Let me out. Right, good. No, I don't want to go through help. Do I not have anything installed? Shit. Is it actually going to make me do this? Really? Alright. Let's try and get out of here. Hold for more power options. No, more options. That one. Kill the fucker. Quit. Right. Right. Back. I'm sure I've got stuff installed. Let's have a look. 48 add-ons installed. Yeah, so it should be fine, shouldn't it? Play. Dan is trying to learn the DBBR 101. The hard one or the normal one? I haven't turned off menu music, have I? It's going to be one of those days. And that's loud. That's really loud. Down you. Better. Love it when you game clips. It's good. This has been a little bit of a thing. How long did that take? 49 minutes. Oh, the hard one. The hard one is pretty hard, Dan. It's quite respectable to fail on that thing. It's pity Raphael's not here today, because that happy individual knows everything about that thing. Waiting. Xbox is so fast, isn't it? This is the Xbox X, by the way. The S is still in the beta, so even though I've left the beta, it seems my S hasn't, so I've asked Matt to take it out. So I won't be showing it on the S like I thought I was going to. It'll all be on the X. Assuming this lets me do anything other than training center. Otherwise, I don't know where this controller's going to land. Actually, I won't, because it's a nice one. It's not their fault. Come on. Right. No, don't resume journey. Don't. Oh no! You prick. I don't care. Do not care. Let me out. They're the same.
Training module, you'll learn about the on-screen overlay.
Let me out. Let me out. God. Come on. Options. Main menu. Come on. Let me do it. I hate consoles. See, the console's this much like the PC, but it's enough different that it screws you over when you try and use it, when you don't use it very often. Feel free to laugh at the grown bloke who can't handle a console. Right, let's not screw this up twice. Choose a route. We'll do the 4:30 up first. Where is the thing? There it is. Frankfurt S-Bahn. So 4:36 services, 30 for the Dosto. We're not driving a Dosto. 117 for the 423, 21 for the 411. I think that's actually more than on the PC. And 143, 31 of those. All right, let's jump into a 4:30, and then maybe we'll run an ICE because we can. Yep. We're not going to run that same one we ran yesterday. We'll do an S9 though. 50 minutes? Yeah, why not? Should I be brave and turn dynamic weather on? No, I know that does to consoles. Bad things. Alright, here we go. Yeah, Xbox stuff on sale. Should be an ad for the new one, the green Thomas, shouldn't it? Right, okay. Now, first up, keyboard. F3, lovely. Now, I'm actually going to need to move this keyboard. The cable's long enough, so I'm going to want it over here so I can do PZB things with it. Actually, thinking about it, you know, this thing got a USB port on the front. They do, don't they? Aha! There we go. I'll be right back. I'm going to unplug box. Where does box plug in? Oh, there it is. All right. We're going to plug box into Xbox. That makes sense, doesn't it? If you're wondering what box is, this is box. It's a arcade joystick controller that pretends to be a keyboard. Now, does it work? That's the question. Should work, because it's just a keyboard. Okay, let's try this. Hang on. Use this thing. Where are we going to see something at compress? Ah, it works. Look at that. Excellent. Okay. So, here we go. Hate this thing. Passenger lights on. Headlights? Headlights. Headlights. Get the doors open. This is the right doors, isn't it? I think. Yep. Oh yeah, safety systems. Buzz. Come on. Come on. Come on. How do people put up with this? It's just so annoying. Right. Do I really want CIFA? No. No CIFA. I'm doing it anyway. Right. Okay, good. We can drive now. Unlock doors. I thought I had. Unlock doors. Oh, idiot. I have to put master key in. And... right, there we go. Right. Okay, idiot's clearly in charge. Oh, we've got that horrible thing too, haven't we? Hang on. Options. Settings. Accessibility, I think it is, isn't it? HUD type. Right. Minimal. Yes. No scores. We hate scores. Show current speed. No. What about auto hide crosshair on? Crosshair visibility, 50%. Where's track monitor? Apply those. Back. HUD and gameplay. Objective marker off. Stop marker off. Scenario marker off. Next speed limit marker off. Off. Signal aspect on. Yes. Next limit HUD. On, I think, because I want that in track monitor. Next signal HUD. Track monitor. Right, that should be it, I think. Back. Right, so we've got track monitor. No, we've got that signal thing. We'll get there yet. Yes, I don't know what I'm doing. It's fine. That one. I think that's what we want. Probably want that off too, actually. Apply. Back. Yes! Oh, no, I don't have aspects now. Hang on. We'll get there. Laugh at the old dude. Next signal aspect. So I do want that one. Okay. Back. Yay! All right. Oh, God. But what? We've got stop markers on again. Why are all those back on? I'm sure I just went into settings. I'm sure I did. Right. Settings. Right. General. Motion blur. Get rid of that shit too. Right. Oops. Yes. Accessibility. We turned all this shit off. Hide. Yeah, hide. Good. Right. Harden gameplay. Objective marker is off. Stop marker is off. That's off. Off. Right. Markers on track monitor shown. Minimal HUD traction lock. Minimal HUD distance. Camera sway on. Distance units. I don't care about any of that stuff. Okay, back. Still got a signal one. I don't like you. Next signal marker off. Didn't we turn that off before? I'm sure we did. It's forgetting shit, isn't it? Let's go back in there again. Is it on again? No, it's off. Good. Right. Do we have signals in the track monitor? No, we don't. Right. Back in settings again. Why don't we have signals in track monitor? No. Do what I want, not what I told you to do. Next signal HUD off. Next speed limit HUD. Next signal aspect is on. So that should show in the track monitor. Screening game is displays upcoming signals player switched off in a more immersive experience. Fine, I'll just put that on. That'll be fine. At least I'll be able to see what the signals are before I bloody get there. Ugh, yuck. And now they're on in track monitor. Fine. Clearly, not my day. Yes, bad guy, it's that moment of SpongeBob when he says 1 hour later. Right. How do you drive this thing? Oh, yeah. Horn? Good. How do I get outside? That way. 4:30. Safe to release, apparently. Do I believe it? Hey, it worked. Oh, I hate those things in the top row. Oh, I've got a keyboard. What's it doing? Hang on. Control 6? No. 5? No. 4? What? Victory! Victory at last! Okay, I'm probably going too fast now. Safer? Safer? Right, good. And I am going too fast. And apparently I have a traction lock. That's alright. I don't really care. I just want to slow down. Frame rate's still okay. It's about the same as PC. How do you find the train data out? You can look down the coaches, or you can more or less put in something random. There were settings that I used to use that suited most things. God, the Sifa's annoying on the Xbox. Why have you got a traction lock? Did I not do CIFA quick enough? There we go. Right. Tree sim world, yay! Ooh, horrible sound. More power. Where are we going anyway? Wiesbaden Ost. Oh, there again. We did a bit of that on Sunday, didn't we? Was it Sunday? No, Monday. CIFA. I think CIFA had turned off my power then. Yes. Well, it's working. It actually seems alright, to be honest. I don't know how you tell how much memory an Xbox is using. Chocky says you keep turning the wrong things off. Yep, I'm an idiot. Bad Guy says trying to get the track monitors to show signals on console is a bit annoying. It's also a bit glitchy sometimes. I had to mess around with it for a while too. C's turned something else on as scrolling down. Possibly. Bradley says it's an okay route, but it can be very repetitive and boring. Isn't one that you'll play much. That's fair. Dan says hate playing TSW on consoles. I'll let you do a secret. I don't hate it at all. This is where we're supposed to stop? Shit. Nebworth. No, it's a long train. We might get one carriage in. Shut up, CIFA. Stop nagging. We're gonna get one in? We're gonna get one? 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 Come on, one. One door. It's gonna be close. Victory. It doesn't help if you press 1 on that keyboard. You've got to press 1 on that keyboard. Should bring that keyboard closer. Right. I've got crap going everywhere. Alright, work laptop is now doing something useful. It's holding up my keyboard. Locked doors, apparently. How has everybody else's day been? Jockey says you forgot to acknowledge every bush and tree. Yes. That's how PZB works. Or Puzzbuzz, as I usually call it. Puzzbuzz. Pleased to know I am doing my 50th firing shift on a night train on Friday. I get along pretty well with this driver, so I'm going to charge up the GoPro and stick the thing on the outside of the train somewhere. C says CIFA has to be female. Gab says it's Natalie. That would make sense, actually. Melbourne Train Guy says, I guess not. One door counts. Absolutely. Lexus PL says, yesterday it took ICE service from Frankfurt to Wiesbaden via Mainz, and then I returned to Frankfurt with S9 service. Game crashed before I reached Frankfurt Hochbahnhof right in front of me on an Xbox Series X. That's a bit balls. So did you come back without going back to the main menu? Dan says, shit, I was meant to go to work last night. Slept through it. Whoops. I believe I have a trainee too on Friday. I have an engine cleaner. C says, car was meant to be delivered to dealer yesterday until today not delivered. Oh dear. You've been waiting for that so bloody long too. Oh, that's infuriating, man. I'm sorry. Look, even I can notice when I'm going too fast sometimes. Funnily enough, I could watch this on the 4K screen over there. Or I could watch in OBS, which is about 3 milliseconds behind. And that's where I'm watching. In this little window. Because I'm an idiot. But that's okay. It's better to face you, because otherwise I've got to sit that way. And that's a bit mean, I think. Better start slowing down a little bit, I suppose. But, you know, frame rate's been pretty good. It's pretty much sitting on 60. It doesn't look too bad. So at least with Xbox you don't get so much popping on the trees, because they're low resolution anyway. You only really notice that so much on the PC. Melbourne train guy says pretty well. Good. Hubert says no. Dan says I haven't fired anything in years. Last thing was a British Railways 210 Standard 9F. I haven't fired one of those. The biggest thing I fired was what was it? Something in the UK. It was big anyway. The biggest thing I fire in our railway is a Garrett, which is actually quite large. But look, he's actually going to stop in a platform in a normal way. Alright, you can stop there. Door's open. Shut up, Sifa. Zifa. It was on Bluebell. Camelot. That's what it was. It was Camelot I had a brief bit of a play with. Good. And lock doors. Oh, paying attention, clearly. The Sifa light flashed then. Did you notice that? Just as I pressed the lock doors button, the Sifa light went boop, boop. You can preemptively press Sifa if you want to. Standard 5. Could be. Much bigger than what I'm used to. Alex G says hello from the Rhine-Main region, Germany. Welcome, Alex. How are you? We're just trying out the new route on an Xbox with a very bad Xbox operator. I'd go as far as saying a terrible Xbox operator. I wanted to, I'm running on an Xbox X. I wanted to show it on the X and the S tonight, but I did detect that the S is still in the beta, so I have asked Matt to remove it from the beta, and I'm not going to run it, because I don't know what else they've changed since then. Potentially nothing. Oh, it's 5k, it's got ages to go. I don't know why I thought it was close. It's just weird. The shadows aren't as dark in this, are they? It's interesting. Zifa. But not Zifa's Wang Bremsang. No. Do I have to acknowledge that? I guess not. Dan says, we have one of those too. Fired that too. 73156. It was fun. It's kind of cool because in a really big firebox you can pretty much just throw the coal wherever you want. As long as you haven't got any holes, you're pretty much fine. In our little engines, you have a 3 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot firebox, and the brick arch goes down to just above the first layer of stay studs. And yeah, you don't fire that thing right. You're in a world of pain real fast. Interestingly, I don't think I've actually done a night run in one of our NAs before. I've done it in Garrett quite a few times, but not in one of the smaller ones. So it'll be an interesting experience, I think. I'm looking forward to it. It's also the magic shift number 50, which will let me apply to driver's school. Yay! Alex G downloaded the routes yesterday and had a first ride last night. Great map. First had some concerns. Oh, what the? Oh yeah, I forgot. Box's middle button is saved, so if I press that, it'll take me back out to the menu, which is kind of annoying. Yes. Swambrengsong. Yes. Good. 1000 hertz. Doesn't matter. Just drive. Wait, hang on. Why are we going backwards? How did it change into reverse? That's a bit weird. Safe to release. Do you believe it? Maybe. Anyway, Alex says, had some concerns regarding PC performance. All seems to work well. That's fantastic. It's good news, Alex. I keep wanting to press keys on my PC keyboard. Ooh. Yeah. That's a bit juddery, isn't it? It's okay if we do that. But that really is a bit juddery on side on. More SEPA. More SEPA. Just one on that keyboard. And now I have to slow down again anyway, because I've got a 40 zone coming up. Holy Trucker says, hey mate, I've been stuck at Wiesbaden on a red for over 10 minutes. Full timetable fault or normal, do you think? Have a look around and see what there is. See what's out in front of you. And see what's holding you up. But if you're going into Frankfurt, I have been stuck there on the PC. And it cleared up after a little while. Maybe 15 minutes or so. Dan says, funnily enough, the only thing I've driven is the 9F, not exactly on a heavy concept. 3 Mark 1s and a Mark 1 CCT 4-wheeler, about 143 tonnes on a line with a gradient, a max of 1 in 160. Our trains are fairly light, so my train on the weekend was 84 tonnes. But our engines are little. They're 2'6", 262 Baldwin Prairies. So 84 tonnes on the hills that we were going up is 6 tonnes under our load limit of 90 tonnes. So it doesn't sound like much, but little engines are very unforgiving. And we go up 1 in 30. All of our hills are pretty much 1 in 30. Can I go faster now? I can. It was just through those points, I guess. Oh, Cephie, you're so annoying. If only my brain would watch for the light, it'd be so much better. But no, it doesn't want to. It wants to watch out the window and go, ooh, look, trees. And graffiti and other stuff. Oh, acknowledge. And SEPA. Lesson learned. Never go outside when you've got PZB turned on. Fine then. No, it's not my day, Dan. It's not. Mark says he's had a 10-minute wait. C says 27 watching, 7 likes. Go on, man, hit the button. Yeah, please, that would be nice. And Dan says, I'm pretty sure the 9F weighs the limit you have. Yeah, I don't doubt it. The 9F's quite an impressive machine. I hope to come back to the UK later this year. So, hang on. Was I monitoring? God damn it. Okay, I'm just an idiot. Don't mind me. Stay under 45. Totally my fault. See, I keep forgetting you have to pay attention. I keep trying to read the chat. Just pay attention now. It's fine. If I pay attention, I'm fine with PZP, but not when I don't. You may laugh. Feel free. Go for it. Please. I would. I'd go, what's that incompetent clown doing? Holy Trucker says, why does TSW tell you you're switching tracks and the speed of the switch tracks just before doing 80 but came up while speeding and jumped the track was meant to be 40? It depends whether the track has had the correct speed set or not. on. I did not go over 45. And I think I acknowledged that in time. I think I acknowledged that quickly enough. But maybe not. Maybe Box doesn't work as well as I think. Box is kind of cool though. You can't really see it. There it is. It's got proper arcade buttons on it that you can mash the living crap out of them and it won't hurt you. Someone's madly discording me. Oh well. I'll ignore them. We're finally actually going to get into Mainz Bischofsheim. Finally. Unless I bugger it up. Zifa. I'm just not going to read the chat anymore. How are we going to fit in this station? Half of it's still going to be out on the curve. Oh no, it's long, isn't it? She'll be right, mate. No worries. I'll go all the way up here. Be all good. Super. And a snignal to acknowledge as well. I'm not going to tell you I understand German signals, but if it's got anything but a green light on it, press the button. Works good. Doors. When it eventually stops, they'll open. Penalty brake counter 3. Thank you. Dan says, I think you're daydreaming. Well, kind of, but I'm trying to read the chat. Melbourne Train Guy says, coffee and biscuits. Tea and biscuits. So he says, ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention? I want to apologise for this sudden harsh braking. We're currently travelling with a newbie train driver. Thank you for understanding. Well, they shouldn't say a knob. No, lock the doors. Dan just says, apologies, the driver is shit. Yeah, it's probably closer. Alex G, you're just arriving in your hometown. When are you going to move for a cold beer? That would be a good idea. That's a very good idea. But thinking of cold beers, hoping to get back to the UK this year. Hoping to. Not sure if the money's going to support it, but hoping to. Apparently I didn't need to acknowledge that, so it's fine. Safe to release. Fine then. I don't believe you, but... The frame rate's dipped a bit here. We're down into the 40s. A couple of little spots into the 30s occasionally, back into the 50s. Not in monitoring anymore. Can just drive now. This is good. This is good. It doesn't help that I'm used to using the rail driver, which of course when you want to knock the throttle off and go into brakes, you just flick the lever, but this thing is like either hold it or click, 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 click. Up we go to 120. C loves Biscoff. Lowtech 42. Have you seen the new TSX-X train controller? I have. It looks interesting. With the Cobra mod, I have to say, Rail Driver is fun again. Come on, before the yellow line gets there. You can do it. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. There we go. It's all good. Made it. Russellsheim Opal work coming up. Zifa. Yeah, the TSX controller does look interesting, Lowtech, and it's a much better arrangement than the weird sensors on this thing. On the Xbox, not on the Xbox, on the Rail Driver, because it's a bit crap. Russellsheim Opal work, next stop. Coming in now. Look, I'll even dare going outside. Whee! Ziffer. So much better when you get a nice sexy voice that goes Ziffer, Ziffer. The girl one's better in the ICE, but the ICE hates me. Alrighty. See for having a last moment there going, oh no, he's stopping. I can't hassle him when he's stopped. Dan says, I mean, why would you acknowledge it? You haven't been doing it anyway. Thanks, Dan. You're helpful. Uberk says, TSW speed restrictions on German is often the correct positions when you're going through switches. The game shows the speed restrictions at the switch itself. Yeah, because that's a bit of track that's set to 40. It's the bit of track between the switches that's set to 40, I think you'll find. I know it says safe to release, but I'll just wait till we get to a signal and I'll stay under 85 in the meantime. Assuming I remember. Russellsheim, next stop, not very far away, in fact. I was not in monitoring. Why did that stop me at 45? I had to stay under 85. I reckon that was a bug. Does that say 85? 45? It says 45 now, but that said 85 before. I reckon that one was a bug. I don't believe that one. Because when I came into the station, I was allowed to do 85. So why would it drop down to monitoring after I've been allowed to do 85? Because I had a 1000 hertz. That should not put me in monitoring. And now I've got to slow down for points anyway. Gav says, Dear passengers, I'd like to inform you our driver is new and looking through a small letterbox window and is braking hard. If you spilt your coffee and tea, then please put a letter into DB. I would phrase that differently. Tell someone who cares. Besides, this isn't braking hard. Quiet, Sifa. I don't know why I turn Sifa on when I'm streaming. I shouldn't. There we go. Russellstone. What do people think of the new thumbnails, by the way? Hello, Neil. How are you? Neil is another ambassador. Feel free to give him a look. Uberk says, in fact, you're supposed to go 40 at the main signal before the switch. The game doesn't recognise this. Gab says, for a free tea or coffee. Dan says, 100% meet up for a pint. Heritage Railway business. That would be class. Excellent. We should... it's on the left side, isn't it? We should make sure we do something then. Was it on the left side? I forget. No, right side. Bugger. It's all good. Just opened the wrong doors. People fell out. They're on the tracks now. What? Oh, don't get run over. Alright, let's get out of here. Off to Ronheim. Or is it Runheim? Ronheim? Ronheim. Ronheim will do. Holy Trucker says the brakes on this train are terrible. Nah, brakes on this thing are awesome. Dan says, I have a rail driver, fuck knows where it is. Fair enough. Mine's actually followed me around from country to country to country. Quite a lot. Which is funny, because people go, oh, they're weak, they break easily. No, they don't. I don't know what you did to it, but drop the fridge on it, maybe? Why am I slowing down already? No point. Damn. Uberk says, I don't think that's terrible comparing to in real life. I think the brakes on this are pretty good, actually. We'll test them at Ronheim. I reckon they're great. As long as you don't go into emergency, because if you go into emergency, they're terrible, because it stops the electric braking and you only have air braking. It gets a bit loud on the Xbox at approaching 160. At 1 kilometre out, I'll just go to 100% braking and we'll see what happens. There we go, 100% braking, super. No, not emergency, 100%. Too late, I'm just on air. It's still stopping respectively just on air, actually. It's not doing too bad. It doesn't make a massive application. It's only 2 and a bit bar. So, it stops pretty well. It is too easy to go into emergency on consoles. No, we want to go up the other end. Come on. Don't then, see if I care. See if I care. Chocky says Sifa. No, it didn't help. Dan said I reckon you're on an Xbox, probably. Flan09, hi TSD, have you tried a butt kicker with train sim work? Works pretty decent, even on PS4. It's made for driving sims, but works with them all. I haven't, but I know someone who has, and I think my family would kill me if I had one. Because they're kind of noisy. The butt kicker, if you're wondering, is a vibrating device that you bolt to your chair. And the deep bass sounds will set it off vibrating. So I could see why it would be good for immersion. Might not be very good for your chair. Might break things. Kelsterback, that's a fair way away. 8 kilometres. Cave, Crumpet. Could be fave for the fat gun, the fat controller. Neil says it's because you stopped, it will put you in monitoring. Okay. Thank you, Neil. Holy Trucker says I started an S1 run and the train wouldn't move, then TSW5 crashed right after I started the timetable run. Do you know which service it was? We can give it a try. And had you done a shift before that, or done a service before that, and not going back to the main menu? Ziffer. Six more Ks to Kelsterback. We've hit the annoying speed limiter. Dan says I'm actually really curious as to where this rail driver is now. You're gonna have to go hunting for it now. I can tell you one thing, it'll be in the last place you look. Tree sim world. Cat's clearly getting hungry. It's circling me like a shark. Little furry shark. Gotcha. There she is. Brakes are still on, cat. You gonna show your face? Yellow cat. I can almost pretend this run's going better now. Hey look, an AI train. See, there's those people that said there's no AI trains on console. I reckon that's an AI train. Might be the only one we've seen, but it is one. I also don't know if it's going anywhere, but it is an AI train. And it says it's not in service. That makes sense. If you're not sure, acknowledge. It's in the bottom of the cupboard there. Bad guy says, I still want to play TSW with a bop it. That way you can twist it. It would be an interesting controller. Slightly freaky. See you shortly, Chocky. Hello, Transport Legend. How are you? Welcome along. I've managed to display some competency in the last 5 kilometers or so. Before that, it wasn't going too well. It kind of just fits right up there with starting half an hour late. I have been well. Transport Legend says you're finally streaming at a time where it isn't like 2 AM in the UK. Yes. Yes. An evening stream. I do stream on evenings on my Wednesdays, which is your Tuesday mornings, I suppose. Or is it? No, it'd be your Wednesday morning, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would. Yeah, Wednesday morning. Lock doors, let's go. Come on, doors. Do your thing. Boot it. Full beans. Yeah, a little bit closer to the time. So 2 AI trains. Wow. A bit closer to the time. It's probably late August, early September would be my bet, because Dovetail do a thing, but they haven't told us when it is yet. And I want to go to the thing. I missed it last year because I was in the UK too early, because I took a punt. Punt was wrong. Going too fast, being naughty, that's okay. As long as PZB doesn't catch me being naughty, it's fine. Because, you know, it's like anything in life. It's only wrong if you get caught. Frankfurt, Flughafen, next stop. Flughafen, actually, isn't it? Regional Bahnhof. I am from Australia, Transport Legend. Yeah, something like that. 10 AM here when it's 11 PM there, something like that. But it's, what is it now? It's 9:05 PM. So it should be about, what, about lunchtime for you. 12:05, I think. Ziffer. Tree Sim World, yay! Why? Oh, finally it breaks. How did I lose track monitor? What happened to it? There we go. I somehow managed to turn off the HUD. Good going. Transport Legend, yes, it's 12 here. Yes, to answer this Cobra thing, is there a preset for each loco? Just select a random one. I don't use them. I use the combined throttle and brake for just about everything that's not American, and dynamic and throttle for everything else. And that seems to work pretty well. The Cobra thing we're talking about is well, it's not really a mod. Well, actually it is a mod because it replaces a DLL in Train Sim World. So I suppose, yes, it is a mod. But it's a separate piece of software, and it talks to the rail driver. And it's got its own DLL that pretends to be a rail driver for Train Sim World. And it works really, really well. Can't recommend it highly enough. It's a bit finicky to get it to work. And I had to install the actual mod DLL myself because my my anti-malware went, yeah, nah, you're not doing that, mate. Which is fair, because, you know, if something was trying to change the code for a bit of existing software, I'd want that to get stopped. So I was quite pleased. Just annoying having to figure out where to put it. Frankfurt Stadion, next stop. And of course we're underground. What do you do when you're underground? You'd be annoying. Can you get outside the train in this? Yes, you can. Whee! No, wrong cab. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Right. One. Okay, good. That was pretty funny. Don't do that again. Get rid of that. Transport Legend says, how are you finding the route, mate? Streamed it yesterday for a few hours, played it in the morning off stream on PS5, boys, so besides the reduced timetable, it's a really good route. The route itself's pretty good. It is actually my kind of thing. Fairly fast-paced commuter. It's the kind of thing I like. It annoys me that there's a reduced timetable for consoles, but what are you going to do? It annoys me more. Actually, I should take that back. It doesn't annoy me so much that there's a reduced timetable. It annoys me that it's the same price, because you're getting less gameplay. You do get all of the services for the core trains on the route, but you miss out on the all the layered services. Three AI trains. Wow. Let me just see them side on. Oh, that's not so bad. Ooh. The sound's a bit manky, isn't it? Ziffer. Box is much slower on the Xbox than it is on PC. That's interesting. Not much point trying to accelerate up to 160 at this point. Only got the 80 zone coming up anyway. Transport Legend says anything for performance, it's okay that timetable is reduced. Transport Legend's B2A, as you're on Xbox according to the title, how did they get the FPS in top right hand corner? I have a keyboard plugged in. It's F3. I think you can plug a keyboard into the PlayStation too. Surprised I don't need to acknowledge that one, but that's okay. Uberk says, I just saw my first freight train on Frankfurt S-Bahn auto rack, obviously given the Opel Vauxhall plant in Russelshire. Why am I slowing down that much for? Obviously, I'm providing a more gentle ride for the passengers. That's why I slowed down that much. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Let's go then. 4 AI trains. Wow. And people say there's no AI trains on the console version. Don't think that's quite right. Says he's speeding. But we won't worry about that too much, will we? No. Dan says, where is this DLL and where does it go? It's actually in their instructions, buried in there somewhere. But they've got a replacement DLL for the raildriverhead.dll, I think, or raildriver64.dll. And it's in one of the folders in the mod. You can copy it from there. And it lives in wherever your train sim world's installed, under binaries, third-party binaries, and then Raildriver. Seagulls. Who's applying power? I'm still in brake. So I'm in min-brake and it's telling me that I can't apply power. Stupid driver assist. Better stay in the front because, you know, I'm going to get PZB'd if I don't behave. Luke says, good evening, infidels. This is Ahmed, the dead terrorist. I thought you needed a laugh. But if you're dead, how are you saying hello? Or are you a ghost? Frankfurt, Niederrad, next stop. Or Niederrad? Niederrad, I guess. Signal of doom incoming. Six AI trains. They've all been 430s though. We haven't seen anything but a 430. If it's not recognizing it, Dan, press start callback in the mod. But that also means that you haven't got the DL in the right place. Or you've copied the wrong one in there. You don't copy in the .NET one, copy in the other one. If you look in their instructions, it tells you how to manually install the DLL into TrainSim World. And you have to do it with TrainSim World Stop too. I probably should have said that. And you'll need to calibrate it in the mod. And then after you've calibrated it in the mod, you'll need to calibrate it in TrainSim World as well. Or all sorts of weird shit will happen. Can't, dude. Don't just stand there. Get in. Come on. Get in. Get in. Too late. Bye-bye. And Neil's hypothesis proves correct. I am in monitoring. So I have to stay under 45 because I can't release or I'll get bitten. Transport Legend says exactly should be £20, not 30, but DTG are like money-hungry twats. Well, not really. I think if they had thought about it earlier, it would have been different. But they weren't actually expecting to not release the full timetable. I believe there was a reduced one and a full one going to be available for both. That was the intention. It just didn't work out that way, and I went too fast, and I'm an idiot. And that's okay. More power! Luke says you plug a keyboard into the PlayStation. Cool. Transport Legend says the only AI trains you see on your run on consoles are playable services, no AI non-playable services. Yeah, that would be right, because they're not in the timetable. You only see AI trains that are in the timetable. And Transport Legend's going to head off. Enjoy. Have fun, mate. Enjoy yourself. And we should try and find a railway to play on if I manage to get to the UK, but I've got a few months for that. I always hate it when you acknowledge PZB and then CIFA goes off right before or right after and you think, did I get that wrong? What did I do? Here comes my red signal. And yes, I do still have the cough. Thanks, COVID. It's getting a lot better. Now it mostly only happens when I talk. Dare I do this when we've got a red signal? Of course I do. Shut up, Sam. How bad could it be? Have to do our gratuitous bridge shot. Can't not do it. Can you do screenshots in this? Control F12 maybe? Well, yeah, there we go. Press 1 because we've got a signal coming up somewhere up here. Rolling up to the red. Even behaving myself. Yeah, if TSW is not recognizing it at all, it probably means that DLL's not in the right place. Uberk says, old man with a stick is doomed to stay there forever. Poor man, shame on you, TTG. We've got a yellow. Just going to grab a lozzie while we drive up to the yellow. Not what's happening. This is dangerous, of course, but, you know, got to do it. Now it's gone green. Off we go to Frankfurt Hochbahnhof Tief. Down in the dungeon of Frankfurt Hochbahnhof. Was I monitoring? Really? Why? Fine. Someone remind me to never turn PZB on ever again. Laugh, please. I should put a command in for Nightbot. I think it's more than number 4, Chucky. I think you missed a few. Dan says it does still say it's connected. Well, that's a start. But definitely check the DLL, make sure you copied the right one over into the right place. And next time Steam updates the core, you've got to copy it in there again. If we go to Frankfurter. Bad Guy says it's really unfortunate too, because this route is not nearly busy enough on console. Maddie Lynn, hello to you. How are you? Chocky says penalty break application number 7. That's closer. Dan has returned. Good. Zifa. I roll up on signals thinking, surely I have to acknowledge that one, but no, it seems not. Running up to another yellow, doing the right thing, going slowly. No magnet on this one, but there will be on the next one. Wow, 43 Ks on Xbox 430. Still rolling in on the yellows. Safer at the same time as PZB. It's uncanny how that happens. It's almost like Lucas built it that way. Bad Lucas. Off you. Just turning off my heating. Hopefully it works, Dan. Make sure it's talking to the mod if it doesn't work. So look at the numbers that are in the little box that says sending to TSW. And make sure you press the start callback button. We'll just slowly crawl up onto this red so it doesn't get scared. Because if it gets scared, it'll whack me. That'll do. I think that's the end of this run, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. So that wasn't too bad for a console, to be honest. Frame rate stayed pretty good throughout. Didn't crash. Actually, one thing I need to know about console, can you get the key out? Yes, you can. You can't do that in PC. Oh, maybe you can't. No, you can't get the key out. No, so it is the same as PC. Okay. Never mind then. Bloop. Kicked out. Yay. Speeding much? Yes. That's fine. So that went all right. And all right then. Next. Timetable-y. Dan says you don't get my cool 47.7 mod on console. That's true. That's true. Not a good frame rate during the menu, that's for sure. Loading things up. So we just ran an S9. What should we do now? How about an S7? I thought we only had S1, S8, and S9. Well, let's do an S9. Actually, let's do a different train. Let's do the Beast. What could go wrong? 738, that seems fine. Dortmund Hauptbahnhof to Wien Hauptbahnhof. Good-o. Misty? Nah. Foggy? Nah. Light clouds, that'll do. Bit of rain? Why not? Bit of rain. Bit of rain for the ICE. I'll regret this, you watch. Stuff's cheaper, buy it. Apparently the Dutch community is a bit grumpy about everything being introduced. Here we go. Doors. Storeroom. Is that one headlights? Come on. There we go. Dimmed high beams. That'll do fine. And where is it? CIFA and PZB. CIFA. Come on, come on. PZB and LZB. No, I'll bug it up completely if it comes on. And Gunt. Let's turn on Gunt. Come on, come on. That's it. All you have to turn on. Oh, and DTEC. That's right. And that's it, I think. I think that's all you turn on in the Tilt Beast. Wipers. 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 There they are. That's wipers? Yep. Good. Wipers. Okay. You gonna work? This could make it hard to see. A little bit. Maybe I should turn them on. There we go. That would help. If I turned them on, that would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? It's time to go? Nearly. Let's get the door shut anyway. I don't need anybody to wait. And we are in the Ice Tilt Beast. In the well-branded station at Mainz Bahnhof. Alright, let's get back in the cab. And we should really turn on AFB, shouldn't we? Do we want arrow thingies? No, we want 6. Not arrow things.
AFB. AFB. AFB.
That's all we've got to do, isn't it? And then that one. Right. And then back out. And then we set that to... We're probably in monitoring, so we'll set that to 40 and go. Brakes are off. They are. Hey, it worked. Just got to get that out of the way. Is it R? Yes. PZB release is alert, I think. But you can configure all the buttons to be whatever you want. I still use the keyboard for all of those things. I don't use any of the buttons on the rail driver. But if you go into the Cobra mod, you can set whatever button to be whatever you want. Why are we going slowly? Do I have to click the top of that? Bet you I do, don't I? Come on. No, I don't have to click it, apparently. Let's try Control F. Control F. Control R. Why aren't I powered? There we go. It's better. Come on, pick it up. Oh, it is accelerating, I think. God, it's a slug, isn't it? Yay, it's working, says Dan. Ooh, big flares. You'll note that my HD60X game capture thing from the Xbox to capture it to the PC is now called piece of shit in OBS. Relax, train, I'm doing less than that anyway. I'd love to turn the wipers off, but I can't remember what key it is, and I don't want to find it on the keyboard. Zifa, Zwangbremsung. Should we scare the people? Why not? Ooh, umbrellas. Safe to release, apparently. I have my doubts, but we'll see. If this signal bites me, we'll know it wasn't safe to release. And we're doing 60 anyway, so it's fine. Zifa. Should better go faster now. Soon. Maybe. Castles. Andrew Couture just bridge shot, of course. Is this going to run through LZV territory, do you think? It's a question, isn't it? I'm just going to set it to 140, because by the time it actually gets to the 140, it will be allowed to do it. Not a fan of the wet textures. Sounds not amazing on the Xbox either still after all this time. Even though we have switched to OG. Get out of the way, coming through. Gates only just closed as we went through them. Does it stop raining? No, not quite. Zifa. Don't have to drive anymore, we've got AFB. Just have to push buttons, sit back and relax. And said, what a reaction time. Saw Cephas show up on the MFA and hit it straight away. Trocky Transport says, I still can't get this silly editor to work. Now it says I can't find the timetable even though I have the directory in right. It's probably some other prerequisite that it can't find. The editor is a funny beast. Even the professionals struggle with it at times. This time on Friday, I should be just finishing my dinner and going back to the loco, hopefully finding the fire hasn't gone out, and starting to warm it up, ready for the trip back to Belgrave. That should be fun. I do see a red signal at the distance. That's slightly disconcerting. Scenario planner sucks, Chucky. There were so many things that were planned for that, and they all got abandoned when free roam came along. Because it just about killed scenario planner, because there's no need for it anymore. I'm debating, do I start putting on the brakes for that red signal that I can't see or not? I'm kind of thinking yes. Nah, it's gone green. Now I think we'll have to reset this back to 0 and back up again. Oops. Oops. Stop it. Wrong button. Why can't I go up? Why can't I go up, Tiz? There we go. Right, 100. Good. That's what we want. Party on, train. Gil Koopmans, hello. I do like that little disc over the semaphore back there. Zifa. Chucky says, I want to be able to make stuff, but the editor doesn't work properly and Scenario Planner isn't good enough and hardly works either. The editor does work properly, you just need to learn how, which is not that easy because guidance is pretty much all community-based. Halfway to Frankfurt Flughafen? Flughafen, maybe? Gil Koopman says, would it be possible to solve the console timetable problem by dividing the timetables into parts per day instead of one timetable per train per day? Potentially, if you mean you had two timetables, so one from, say, midnight to 12, and then another one from 12:01 to 11:59 or something like that. Yeah, potentially. Chucky says it's only this simulation which isn't working. I've never been able to get it to work. I was just going to say I didn't think there were any achievements on this route, so it's just a generic one. That looks like a red light, doesn't it? I think I better stop.
SIFA, SIFA, SIFA.
Yes, Sifa. Better just bring that down to 40 just to be safe. Stay below 25, huh? Hello, Artful. How are you? Live at this time of night in Australia. What's a normal Wednesday for me? You're eating one of those pork pies. Hot or cold? They're okay hot. Cold? Not my thing. Sorry. We've gone green. We can accelerate in a moment. There we go. Love the way it says safe to release and then not safe to release and then safe to release. Make up your mind. I'm not going to release. I'm just going to wait till I come out of monitoring. It seems safer. The plane, boss, the plane.
SIFA, SIFA.
Zifa. I'm very trusting that I don't have to acknowledge this signal up here, aren't I? Very trusting indeed. Oh, we should be out of monitoring. We are out of monitoring.
SIFA.
Don't know if I really dare go back up to 160. Given there was something stopped in this platform a moment ago that's in front of us. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
SIFA, SIFA, SIFA.
Artful says it's traditional to have them cold. They're a little fatty for me, cold. A very kind individual brought me one as part of the selection of stuff, but it was one that didn't have much in the way of fat in it at all. I quite enjoyed it.
SIFA, SIFA.
Is that LZB turned on? Really? It is. Yeah. In that case, full bananas. I always mess up the exit from LZB though. So don't be too surprised when that happens. Artful Debt says, I was surprised this DLC was only $29.99 and not $32.99. What if they made it cheaper? Dan says, first run with the rail driver competed and loved it. It makes a bit of a difference, doesn't it? The Cobra mod. So German train people, as far as I know, when end starts flashing, I just have to press end and I have to bring my AFB back to 0 and back to a speed again, right?
SIFA, SIFA.
Now I'm going to get pinged for speeding, but I'm under LZB. That's not fair. That's not fair at all. Dan said with the Vectron, how would you confirm the speed set? I would program a button to do the hotkey, which I think is Control F, isn't it? Or is it Control R, one or the other? Or Shift F or something. The 3 Vectrons, I think it's different in all 3 for that key too. It's annoying. Lord Vectron says press N to turn off AFB on the screen, then do the lever to 0, then back and turn AFB back on, or the train will start braking when you 0 the AFB lever. That's tedious. Still in Gunt mode. Two Ks to Frankfurt and we're accelerating. No, now we're braking. Zifa. Shit, we have to stop. More brakes, more brakes. I was thinking, LZB will stop me, and then I realised the signal's not red, so it won't. How's that?
Türen geöffnet.
More us than class there. No, not power on. Less brakes, less brakes, less brakes. Yep. Just sit in 1A, that'll be fine. That will be fine. The viewport out of this thing reminds me of something from Men in Black. Uberk says... Dan says that Cobra or TSW. Set the buttons in Cobra. Uberk says Control F for confirmed speed on the background or Control R if I'm remembering it wrong. Lord Vectron says pretty sure it's Control F. One of them is wrong. One of them is something else. And Control R enables and disables ASP. Wait until 8:02. Really? So long. So long. We'll just fly around the station then. After all, it's a pretty station. Big glass walls. G'day, brother. Morning. It's a big station, isn't it? Well, it's raining in here under the glass. That's clever. Yeah. Can you go down there in camera mode? You can. Look at that. That's as far as I can go that way. Oh, the little people.
Schließvorgang eingeleitet.
Translation, don't let the closing door hit you on the arse. Off we head to Frankfurt, Maine. So I think this is actually working respectably well on the Xbox. I know a couple of you have had crashes. We'll see if we do. I think that mostly happens when you keep going with as a shift. So you finish one service and you start a next one. We are still in LZB.
SIFA, 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 SIFA Zwangsbremsung.
No! No swing bring song. No! That can't let me have a drink in peace. Actually, it was really funny with one of our diesels that had vigilance disabled and they couldn't drive. And they had to turn on. And... wrong keyboard. Right. So now if I turn off AFB... Control F? No. Controller? Shifter? R? F? Why? No, I've done that well. Are we in control now? Right, I think we're in control now. I didn't stop at least. It didn't go well, but I think it stopped. It didn't, I didn't die. Uberk says Control R is for AFB, so Control F must be for confirmed speed. Lord Vectron says Gil Koopman's the first display will show the length and countdown in a yellow box on the top right edge. Ah yes, that's the meep meep. It does do it.
SIFA, SIFA, SIFA.
It does have meep meep. I don't know if Vectron does, but there's other ones that do. Artful says, I guess the roof doesn't have a crash detection mesh. No, probably not. I'm alright, Leon. How about you? Artful says it could be to allow the occasional ascending AI passenger to exit skywards. That is possible. The jetpack generation. I think I've got AFB set to 100. I think. I do believe it thinks we're tilting. Surprising. So I had AFB set to 100, but it's... Oh, I think AFB's turned off, isn't it? Jeez. Power off, power off, power off. Don't acknowledge. Brakes. Brakes. I managed to turn off. Yeah, I've turned off AFB. Not quite sure how, but I did.
AFB, AFB, AFB.
Beeinflussung.
Ooh, frame rate's down a bit here. 38, 37. Two trains at once.
SIFA, SIFA, SIFA.
We got brakes on. And do. I still had brakes on from when I panicked a bit because AFB had turned off. There we go. Resume competency now. Are we accelerating because we're going downhill, or are we actually accelerating? It's hard to tell. I think we're actually accelerating. It's just a bit of a slow burn on this one.
SIFA, SIFA, SIFA.
Artful says instead of being along the roof like a lost helium balloon. Dan says it's in the screen. Rattyfuss says I'm getting crashes on the regional barn breakdown scenario. Could be my PS5 needs cleaning out. Yes, uninstall TSW and it'll be fine. Did I say that? No. Clearly not. I wouldn't say that. It is an interesting thing, actually. How easy is it to open a console to clean the fans and stuff? Because I do that fairly regularly with my PCs. I have filter cartridges that I can rip out from outside and vacuum and put back. But I've never really thought about it from a console perspective. I suppose I'll have to clean this Xbox at some point. There's that train that was running away from us. Our turn now.
SIFA, SIFA, SIFA.
Zug beeinflussen.
That was relatively impressive. I managed to acknowledge PZB while outside the train. I'm actually kind of impressed with myself that I managed that.
Zug beeinflussen.
SIFA, SIFA, SIFA.
Zug beeinflussen.
Zug beeinflussen to you too, Mr. Zug. Benjamin's brain in a jar. Hello. You failed to get out of bed. It's alright, I almost failed to start the stream. I spent about 40 odd minutes pissing around with my stupid video capture card, which is currently running on a cable that's going across my lap onto a front USB port, because for whatever reason it doesn't want to work on the back ones today. Weird. Ooh, 26. Frame rate dropping.
Zug beeinflussen.
SIFA, SIFA, SIFA.
Zwangbremsung. Chucky says, Sifa loves you. Oh yeah. Ratty says, on PS5 it just snapped the covers off. Well, that's good. Dan says, these are 3 simple steps on playing TSW on console. Step 1, don't. Step 2, buy a PC. Step 3, get TSW on that instead. It's a little bit like that. Artful says, I do find the German routes to be a little bit samey. Not bought a standalone German route for years, just the ones that come with the annual TSW packs. Oh, it depends what you like, really.
SIFA, SIFA.
I mean, buy what you like. That's just it. I don't think anybody can tell you anything than that.
Zug der Einflüsse.
I think once this one gets into Frankfurt, I will probably call it quits because I've got a 8,603 cats to feed.
SIFA.
I'd best pop out and make sure Winch has shut the chicken doors and that a fox hasn't eaten them by now. She probably would have though. Ooh, there's a frame rate drop and a half. That went a bit wonky. It's interesting that in this we're getting these frame rate drops and we didn't in the 430 coming the other direction. That's quite interesting. Well, most of the time the frame rate in the Xbox is really good. Right now it's a little bit of PowerPoint.
Zug der Einflüsse. Zug der Einflüsse. Zug der Einflüsse.
Leon says, do you like fast train? This is a really fast train. Dan says, have you driven the 87 on the rail driver? Yeah, it's kind of infuriating. I usually use the Xbox controller. It's a bit easier. Bronco in VA, hello. It's Virginia, isn't it, VA?
SIFA. SIFA.
You've turned up just in time for me to bugger off, because when we get into this station, I shall be doing just that. Now arriving Frankfurt, Main, Hauptbahnhof. Artful says, now Alan Thompson has done the Class 745 and 755 for TS Classic. We may see them in TSW. Yeah, maybe. We'll see how his adventure in Train Sim World goes, I suppose.
SIFA.
Zifa. At least Zifa has a sexy voice in this train. Doesn't just go, me. Did someone say B? B. Not my fault. It's Manchester B. This is how trains arrive into terminus stations, infuriatingly slowly. Bronco says, been here for 40 minutes, was driving, left phone in the car and have finally sat down to check work email. Fair enough. I can tell you that I never watch streams when I'm at work. Never. Doesn't happen. I might have to accelerate or we might not make it. That's okay. Dan's got the 47 out instead, a bit of a thrash. Well, we should have some 47 mods soon, maybe? Of course she stopped right in the middle. I give up. Power on. It's raining under the roof, isn't it? No, not park. I better pay attention. We're getting near the end. Bronco says, correct. I never watch streams either. Have I ever been in a meeting and watched a stream? Maybe. Depends how boring the meeting is. That'll do. All stop. Everybody off. Frankfurt, Main, Hauptbahnhof. Yep, that's easy for you to say. You're in, dear friend. This is the shut the fuck up carriage. otherwise known as STFU on your tickets. No one's getting out. This is as far as this train's going, but no one's getting out. Train Sim World passengers, we love you. Lock doors. And that should be it for the end of the service. There it goes. And look at that. Do you see the areas where I was speeding? That's when LZB was turned on. The game did it, and I got penalized for it. Great. Anyway, enjoy yourself, smoke. I just realized I spent the entire evening with my logo on my face. No, I don't move that one. No. I'm going to move this one. There we go. No? All right. Now it won't be on my face. But it's been the whole evening like that. That's okay. But anyway, it looks like it's not too bad on the Xbox. We did get a bit of a frame rate drop coming in here, which weirdly we didn't get on the 430 going in the other direction out of here. So that's a bit strange. Maybe it's something to do with the combination of the Tilt Beast and Frankfurt. Who knows? But anyway, I will actually be streaming on Sunday this week, and I believe if it works, I will be running version 3 of a community timetable for East Coast Main Line. So the author's not 100% certain it's working properly yet, but I'll grab it at some point on, maybe Saturday morning, maybe Friday actually. I might be able to do it Friday morning because I'm not working on Friday. I've just got the train at night. And give it a crack, and hopefully we'll be running that. So I think that will be pretty cool. Chocky Transport, what's it called? It's called the East Coast Main Line timetable. April timetable, I think. Let me go get you a link. Train Sim Community, there it is. I'll pop a link in the chat for people. So that's what I will intend to stream on Sunday, and we'll see how that goes. It looks like a pretty busy one, to be honest. So if it works, it's going to be awesome. So we'll see. Anyway, have fun, folks. Enjoy yourselves. Thank you very much for watching. And it seems to be okay on Xbox, recognizing that a few people have had some crashes. But when you do crash, please let Dovetail know what you were doing, what service you were running, what the weather was, whether you had run a service and then gone straight into another one, or whether you'd gone back to the menu. These are important sort of things. And if you chuck those on the forums, then hopefully they can get addressed. Alrighty, have fun, folks. Enjoy yourselves, and see you later. Bye now.